Rwanda has joined South Africa as the only other African country to make it to the Super Sixes of the inaugural Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup, being hosted by South Africa. The cricket showpiece kicked off on January 16th with 16 teams participating in a round-robin first round. The top 3 teams from each of the 4 groups will progress to the Super Sixes knockout stage, with the final set for January 29th in the northwest city of Potchefstroom. Pakistan, England and New Zealand are amongst the frontrunners for the Maiden Cup. Well, joining me via our Zoom link is Rwanda Under-19 women's cricket coach, Leonard Nhamburo. Leonard, very good evening. Appreciate you making the time today. Firstly, congratulations on that victory against Zimbabwe, your first victory in a major tournament.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that day.
So talk to us about that performance. What did you do right? How happy are you? How happy is the team?
I think we are actually happy as a team to achieve such a feat. It's a bigger stage. It's a face of its kind. And if you look at Rwanda being one of the teams that are not known in terms of playing cricket, I think it's something that we have achieved a lot. It's something that is good for us as a country and something that is good for the team. And with the way we played, I think we played according to what we had planned. So I think we have really very much to achieve such a success in this tournament.
Well, 23 years ago, Rwanda started playing cricket. Now, we know that the women didn't start playing cricket until much later. So, obviously, you've made a huge amount of progress. What do you feel you've been doing right?
I think the things that we've done right is since I joined these guys, I think we just make sure that we put the structures in place. Make sure that cricket is spread along around the whole country, all the regions, all the provinces, starting playing cricket from schools cricket to club cricket. You understand, from development. Those are the right things that we managed to do, so that we broaden our selection pool for all the players. Those are the things that we managed to do well in order for us to qualify for this World Cup.
Well, I certainly want to talk a little bit about the work that you've been doing in developing cricket in Rwanda. But let's come back to the tournament at hand and the fact that you won 1 out of 3 games. That game against England this morning, not quite what you would have planned.
Yeah, I think, it's playing a country like England. Those are the countries that have got all the structures. So what we just need to say to ourselves, like, okay, fine, we have managed to beat one of the bigger teams, which is Zimbabwe, before we play a major team again like England. So we just say to ourselves, when we're going to play England, just express ourselves, let's see how far we can take them. And by playing them, it's also going to be a measure to see where we are in terms of our cricket presently, and what should we do going forward. Whether we lose or lose, we have to learn from England, because these are the bigger teams. They've got structures, they've got everything, so things like that and games like that help us to see where we are as a team and which areas do we need to go into work on back home, and what should we do going forward.
Now, you rate your bowling attack very strongly in a conversation that we had previously, but it's one of your players, Giovannis Awusa, has been cited for what has been termed an illegal bowling action. How much of an impact is this going to have on the team? Because we know that she's also an all-rounder. Has she left the team? Will she carry on as a batter?
Definitely things like that, it happens because as people, I suppose people, we see things in a different way. I think it's something that we also need to discuss about what the ICC had come up with in terms of a bowling action. It's something that we are still arguing about. But in terms of it affecting the team, yes, it has affected the team in terms of the bowling department big time, because she's one of the big assets in the team in terms of bowling, and she's been bowling very well throughout the whole year. So it's something that we still need to discuss about and to see how best we can manage it. And we've also spoken to her about how she can manage herself in terms of being around the team. She's not going to go back. She's going to stay as an all-rounder again. Now she's concentrating more on her betting. So it's something that we, as a technical department, we sat down with her as soon as we heard the news about the bowling action. So we had to speak to her to say she will know things like that to happen. So we spoke to her about it, and I think she's managing herself very well in terms of that. So Yes, in terms of bowling, we have been affected, but as a team, we are not affected a lot because we have to shift, and we have got a lot of bowlers in our teams again, so we have a lot of options to use. So it's also quite good, and also an opportunity for other players to expose themselves in terms of the bowling.
Now, I suppose the irony is that you were the former Zimbabwe women's coach. You're now coaching Rwanda, and you've gone and beaten Zimbabwe. How does that make you feel?
No, look, this is, as coaches, we are always working with different teams regardless of where you come from. Yes, sometimes, yes, you can touch me here and there, but no, look, this is work. This is what we are here to do. We are here to develop the game in Africa and in the world, so there's nothing I can change in terms of that. Yes, we played some good cricket. We didn't care that we were playing against Zimbabwe, where I come from, but those are the things that we didn't even consider. We just considered ourselves as a team that is improving. So whoever we are going to be playing against, we are not looking at who they are. Actually, we're just looking at how good can we play our cricket in terms of us getting positive results. So that's the same approach that we use against Zimbabwe to say, no, look, in as much as I'm a Zimbabwean, as much as I've worked with the Zimbabwean team, it doesn't matter to the players. Let's just go there. The 2 years that I've been working with you guys, let's just work on the things that we've worked on. We've got goals as a team that we've planned. We've got goals that we need to achieve. So how do we need to achieve them? So when you came to the World Cup, we all said to ourselves, if we can manage to win 1 or 2 games in this World Cup against bigger teams, that would be something that would be good for us. So then we managed to do it. And unfortunately, we managed to do it against Zimbabwe. But look, it's just a sport anyway. So it's something that we are not like really worried about, or even me as a coach, it's not something that I'm really worried about. It's just a game. I think even them, they also understand that if it's a game, it doesn't matter where you come from, as long as you come and you play in different situations and you've got different teams. Obviously, the team that you represent is the team that you always want to win.
And finally, Leonard, before we let you go, I know you need to rest, lots of work to do tomorrow. Talk to us about the significance of this tournament. I mean, you've obviously said that your target was to win 1 or 2 games, make it to the next round. You've achieved that. How much of a learning experience is this for the girls, and what do they take away when they go back to Rwanda?
I mean, this is good for the girls, you understand, because they have never been exposed to playing bigger teams. Playing teams like Pakistan, playing teams like England, playing teams like Zimbabwe. Now we've progressed into the Super 6. We are also playing teams like again we're playing New Zealand again twice. We've played them in the warm-up games. Now we are playing them now really in the tournament. Then after that we're playing West Indies. So these are things that even if you look at it in the sports calendar, you don't find teams like that playing Rwanda in any calendar, whatsoever. But so when you play them against in this tournament, it's something that these girls have got to learn and see how best they can show up themselves against bigger teams like this. And even as a country playing teams like that, it shows how good they have been and how they have been managing their structures in terms of them performing at that level. So it shows, it's also going to expose them to see where exactly are they moving forward in terms of the game or not. So this is such a good thing for the country and the team as well, to be exposed and playing against countries that have got a lot of resources, and them coming from a small nation as Rwanda, you don't have resources. So it's also good in terms of the country's sport and the country's popularity. I think each and everyone at home now is really looking forward for the team's performance, so which also helps the game in Rwanda to develop, because everyone now, look, this is the World Cup anyway, so everyone's going to get attention to it and see how we can go. And I hope this can be a best opportunity to grow the game in Rwanda at this point of time, since this is the first team to qualify for the World Cup.
Well, excellent, and I appreciate your time. Congratulations again once more on that performance. Leonard Nhamburo, coach of the Rwanda U19 girls cricket team.